Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 489. I am Brendan. All right, UFC Fight Night, Hill versus Rountree Jr. We're going to talk about the main card here. We're going to go through all the fights, go through them round by round, score them, kind of talk about what happened. If you like this kind of thing, I do this every week. Subscribe to the channel. The next video is coming out. I'd really appreciate it. And if you find yourself liking this video, hit the like button. I am really under the weather. I don't know if you could tell. Not feeling so hot. I will try to keep my enthusiasm there when it's needed. This main card was a bit of a stinker. This whole card was a bit of a stinker. The prelims especially were dirty. Just so many fouls, so disgusting. It's just a lot of a lack of discipline when fighting over there. So I don't know what happens when the UFC goes to these places. Like, people just stop. Like, it's not people from the country that they're going to necessarily. It's just like people, I don't know what happens. They end up in a foreign country and they're like, fuck it. Why follow the rules? I'm going to do whatever I want. Anyway, let's talk about the main event here. Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Bit of a stinker. I'm just going to be honest. I was hoping for, I don't know what I was hoping for. Not this is what, not this. Just, I thought, I'll say it in here because in my notes that I took, but I'm pretty sure Rountree could have got a finish here without putting himself into too much danger. Hill was not countering or blocking those low kicks very well, and Rountree did not throw enough of them. I mean, he threw a few, quite a bit, right? Obviously. Landing 8, 7, 6, 4, 5. Like, he threw less as the fight went on after he got him seriously damaged. Like, Anyway, low kicks from Hill as he has a smile on his face, standing on the outside. A lot of waiting around in this one. You could say that for every single round. Rountree, landing a hard low kick. I think if he goes, I wrote down this down. I think if he goes for more of those, he could get the finish just from those low kicks. The way he lands them so freaking hard. Hard round to score in this first one. I think Rountree landed the harder shots, less of them, but the harder ones. Apparently, he landed more, 17-14. I did give him this round regardless, so I had Rountree winning that 10-9. Second round, Rountree kicking the legs and the body really well. And like I said, I see him winning with this fight just like that. Kicking from the outside, kicking to the legs, kicking to the body. Hard low kick from Rountree, and Hill changes stances. He's limping already. This is the second round, and he's already got him limping. Hill is throwing his hands, but can't move his feet very well, and Rountree just circling the outside, taking his time until he can end this with a leg kick, is what I was hoping for. 20-18, striking numbers dead even, 15-15 in that one, but it was one-way traffic as far as damage. Rountree is waiting to slip and counter in this third round here. Rountree countering with that huge left hand, and Hill goes down, lands a hard low kick when he gets back up. Hill is very stationary, just wanting Rountree to bring himself into range, right? He's just sitting there waiting because he wants Rountree to bring himself into his range so he can counter. And Rountree's not playing that game. Huge right hand puts Hill down yet again. And another round in the books for Rountree Jr., actually landing the exact same as he did in the previous round, 15 to Hill's 6 in round 3, 30-27. At this point, I was like, okay, if this fight continues this way, it's not going to be a finish. I didn't get my hopes up. I figured this fight was going to be boring as shit. Rountree going to the body with that right hand over the top, stumbling him yet again. Rountree, when he lets his hands go, he lands. There's just so much standing around in this one. And I know why, because he's playing it smart and doesn't want to get countered, but he should be able to get a finish. 40-36. He outstruck him here, 18-8. Last round, Hill with the pressure on again, throwing a bit more, but he just doesn't have the pop on his shots. He waited way too long. Herb Dean, Herb Dean sucks. He fucking sucks. I'm done with it. I've been giving him the benefit of the doubt a lot, but that job's not the easiest job in the world. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Like, not that I said that I've been giving him the benefit of the doubt a lot. I haven't. I've been critical of his actions or lack thereof over the past couple years. This is fucking garbage. Now, did it overall affect the fight? No, but that doesn't matter. He sees a clash of heads, acknowledges the clash of heads, but then he just does this. Telling them to continue. Looking at Hill right in the face, like, I know he just hit you. You guys just clashed your heads. Just keep going. I don't want to intervene. That's your whole fucking job, you douche. Like, I'm sure he's a nice person, and I'm sure he's nice to his grandma, and he donates to charity. But when it comes to reffing, he is so fucking lazy now. He's been doing it too long, and he's way too lazy. He's too lazy. And then this whole night of reffing was dog shit. I mean, there was one interesting moment. I think that was in the prelims. It doesn't matter. So gross. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and then in this, the announcers, like, it's kind of weird that they're saying Rountree doesn't need to take any risks to get the finish. That was Brendan Fitzgerald saying that. That's weird that you would give him that leeway when I've heard you guys say the exact opposite, especially DC when he's on commentary, talking about how, oh, well, we'd really like to see a finish here, and this is where they need to work for a finish. When you've been dominating a fight like this, it's time to step it up and turn it up and look for a finish. It's really impressive when we get a finish. None of that. We heard it afterwards from Michael Bisping, but in this part, nope. Just like, oh, well, he doesn't need to do much. Just stay safe. Like, I don't have a dog in that race. They're both accurate. We love to see finishes, and I understand why people don't want to go for a finish when they know they've won 4 of the 5 rounds. But, be consistent with your messaging at least. Fuck off. All right. Khalil Rountree should be fighting for maybe a title. Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe Yuri fights for the title. Yeah, Rountree should move up. They should either switch spots. Jan Blachowicz is still in there. Maybe he doesn't fight for a title. He needs one more win. Anyway, all right, let's talk about an actual good fight. One of the few on this entire card. I was so freaking disappointed. I was going over this card with somebody, and I was telling them, oh, this will be fun. This will be fun. I was so wrong. That's my fault for expecting entertainment from an entertainment product. Ignacio Bahamondes taking on Rafael Fiziev. Bahamondes reaching and Fiziev moving inside for the counters, landing to the body really well. He did that very well throughout this entire fight, stepping inside those long limbs of Bahamondes and landing to the body. And then coming up over the top later on as the fight went on, Fiziev is sliding out of the way or checking the low kicks, landing some of his own, kicking to the body. Fiziev digging hard hooks to the body after Bahamondes enters. Fiziev is just managing range so well, able to dart in and out, land that lead hook. What a beautiful round from him, 10-9. Looking at the striking numbers here, 17-13. The numbers are relatively close, but that does not tell you the story. Fiziev just looked excellent in this, and Bahamondes looked like a step behind. Second round. Bahamondes overextends, ends up going for a takedown. Bahamondes with the pressure on is finally able to land a little bit. Fiziev's just waiting too much this round. He's falling behind on the volume. Fiziev gets the takedown with 1:15 left, does a little damage, and then lets him up to take him down again. Bahamondes laying on his back, not wanting to get up, might actually give this round to Fiziev. And then at the very end of the round, Fiziev lands a right hand that drops Bahamondes. Yes, Bahamondes was midair when he did it, so it's like pushing him over more than. But I gave this round to Fiziev. If you gave it to Bahamondes, I understand. He did outland him 20-15. He did probably outdamage him up till the last 15 seconds, but I think Fiziev landing that big right hand was the most significant strike in this entire round. It could go either way, but I lean towards Fiziev, 20-18. Last round, Fiziev's doing a great job darting in and out again with that lead hook up top and then those hooks to the body, avoiding the spins and crap coming back at him. Bahamondes tries for a shitty takedown, just nothing there for him. Fiziev punishing him with the hooks when they get back up. Bahamondes throwing way more out there, but Fiziev getting an easy takedown, and then he wins this one, 30-17 for striking numbers, 30-27 for my scorecard. Looking at the scorecards, I didn't go over the scorecards for Hill versus Rountree. It doesn't matter. All three judges gave it 30-27 to Fiziev, so makes sense. Good scorecards there. All right, another relatively boring fight. My man Curtis Blaydes within reason, Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev. Now, Blaydes afterwards did mention that he popped his MCL, so that explains kind of like the pedestrian performance as the fight went on. But it doesn't change the fact that it wasn't the most interesting to watch. But he also did what he needed to do. Blaydes takes him down immediately. They get back up. Blaydes getting to the back, standing up. Lots of control for Blaydes, and then back to the middle, using his jab very well. Blaydes was landing that lead hook, moving his head well, and then coming up with the uppercut. Really good stuff from him. Good round from Blaydes. Outstruck him 12-8. Not the most exciting, but just like a workman-like performance. Second round, Kuniev fights off that takedown right away. Blaydes has to go back to the jabs, but he slowed down. His output just didn't look the same. Yes, he was throwing more out there, but it just wasn't as effective as it was in the first round. Kuniev landing the uppercut as Blaydes stays on the outside, feinting takedowns, and landing that jab. So still landing the jab, just it wasn't. Kuniev was doing much more in this round. Kuniev landing the 1-2 a couple times, making Blaydes more tentative, and then Kuniev taking this round with all the damage that he's put onto Blaydes throughout. So 24-16 for striking numbers in favor of Kuniev. And then it's 19-19 going to the third round on my scorecard here. So last round, Blaydes landing the low kicks to the inside, which he should do more of, in my opinion. The low kicks seem like an easy win, an easy answer. Kuniev isn't blocking them. He isn't countering them. Just throw them out there. Right? Kuniev landing a knee as Blaydes changes levels, and he thinks he's got him hurt, so he unloads, but there's just nothing there. He didn't have him hurt. Kuniev landing a knee. Blaydes back on the pressure. Kuniev landing the right hand. Blaydes landing one for one of his own. And then Blaydes getting control along the fence, able to slow things down in this round. Really, making it less interesting, but that's a Curtis Blaydes fight. 28-13 for striking numbers in favor of Blaydes. And one of the judges tried to fuck Blaydes over on this. Blaydes popped his MCL in the first round, but still got it done. That's pretty impressive. Looking at the scorecards here, Ben Cartledge tried to fuck over Blaydes, but luckily Daryl Ransom and Eric Colon saw it the way it should have been, which was Blaydes getting that last round. Kuniev did not do it. Like, he barely did anything in that last round, so I don't want to hear it. Like, he landed a couple good shots. That doesn't make an entire round. I'm hoping that at some point Blaydes gets a shot at the title. It still hasn't fucking happened. But, with Tom Aspinall becoming the official heavyweight champion, I doubt that he's going to get one. Tofiq Musayev versus Myktybek Orolbai. The Kyrgyzstani monster over here. That's not his nickname. I don't know what his I don't know if he has a nickname. Orolbai was not able to make weight, so they had to change it to a catch weight. I am not a fan of that shit. Orolbai getting to the body lock, but not able to take him down, catches the kick, and then gets him down. That's pretty much the story of this one, right? He had 3 minutes and 40 seconds of control time. Musayev was able to get back up and put his fingers in the glove. Nice little grabbing behind the back and sticking his fingers in the glove to try and control Orolbai. Kind of douchey. Like I said, this is a dirty night. This is the only foul on the main card, but almost every fight on the prelims had one. Orolbai gets him back down, gets on top, and gets a nasty Kimura finish. It looks like he was going to rip his fucking shoulder out or break his arm. Incredible finish for him. Congratulations, Orolbai. All right, here's an exciting fight. This one was actually exciting as well. Nikolas Motta versus Nazim Sadykhov. Just a ton of action. A ton of action here, right? They exchanged low kicks and Sadykhov landed hard to the body. They're each looking for openings with their guards high. So they had very similar defensive styles, keeping their guards very high, going right after each other, right after the other one lands. So when Motta would land, Sadykhov would come right back and try to get it back, and vice versa. Sadykhov with the pressure, landing some hooks of his own, just not with the same volume as Motta in this first round. And I said that the judges would likely give this first round to Sadykhov for the crowd noise, but it should be Motta's. He did drop him twice in this round. Is it gonna show those knockdowns? Sure did. Yep, it says one knockdown in there, but it was twice, and that's the thing is like. They mentioned the second round was like, oh, they've landed over these shots and neither guy has gone down. Not true. Motta knocked him down in this first round. That's why he should win this first round for sure. 39-36 in favor of Sadykhov for striking numbers, but Motta did more damage and got that knockdown. That's his round for sure. 10-9. Second round, huge elbows from Sadykhov, cuts Motta. Motta still throwing the hooks and staying aggressive. Motta wearing it worse, starting to get tired. He was starting to get tired at the end of the first round as well. Sadykhov digging to the body with the hooks. Both guys landing hooks in tight. Sadykhov playing into Motta's strengths when he should just stay on the outside, but he made it super fucking interesting. They exchange on the fence, and they both throw hooks, and Sadykhov gets the better of it, and Motta goes down. Yeah, what'd I tell you? Vito Paulillo just couldn't resist the urge to give that round to Sadykhov, even though that Motta fucking dropped him. That's a problem when you see that shit. I mean, Sadykhov won, obviously. He won the fight. He got the finish in the second round, but that first round was Motta's. All right, and now for the first fight on the main card. Where are we? Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. It had its moments, but this fight was kind of a stinker. Grad pressuring and making him guess, landing low kicks. Naimov landing that spinning heel kick to the back of the head, and Grad is stumbling. Now, this looked bad for a half a second, but then Grad immediately gets into the body lock, gets a takedown, and getting the standing back. Nice elbow from him, keeping the pressure against the fence. Naimov countering the low kick with a 1-2, but overall in this first round, Grad outlanded him, and that stumbling was only for a split second because we couldn't tell, we couldn't see how much damage was actually done because he immediately got in on the takedown, a legit takedown. Hard round to score with Naimov landing a couple good shots, but the rest of the round was won by Grad. I gave that round to Grad. He did hurt. It looked like he hurt him. Obviously, it's more of an off balance. It's an equilibrium thing when you hit somebody behind the head like that. It's legal, by the way. In motion, you can hit someone behind the head. It wasn't a targeted thing, so there's no problem with that. But when you hit someone back here, it knocks out their equilibrium. So they're still completely conscious, but they literally can't balance. They look like a newborn deer. Anyway, I gave that first round to Grad. My guess is most people gave it to Naimov. We'll look at the scorecards in a minute. Grad is forcing him to react, but he isn't landing clean, but he's landing the most at distance. He's creating most of the interactions. He's leading the dance, right? Grad pressuring forward the entire time. I just don't know. I don't know how you would give this to second round Naimov. Right, he got Grad outstruck him 10-6. He was constantly pushing forward. He was controlling it. There's nothing in here that gives this to Naimov. There wasn't a big shot that rocked Grad in this one. That's the end of it. Last round, Grad getting the takedown, getting to the standing back, but slips off, ends up on bottom. The refs lets him sit there for 3 fucking minutes. This fight should go 29-28 to Grad, but of course they're going to give it to Naimov. Just the crowd noise. Looking at the scorecards here, that's exactly what everybody did. They gave Naimov that first round. I understand giving Naimov that first round, but I think there are some more intricacies into that because they assumed a lot of damage. They assumed a lot of being hurt because Grad immediately gets in on the takedown after he gets hit behind the head. There was no way that you could tell me that he was on the verge of being finished because that never happened. He immediately got in control of the situation. And he outlanded him for the rest of the round and outcontrolled him. He outcontrolled him for the entire fight until that third round. And even in that third round, Naimov didn't do shit with the control time that he had. So, it's fine. I knew they were going to give it to him. It's the way the crowd was moving. So, it's hard for the ref or the judges to see it any other way. All right, that's it for the main card. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing. That way I know the next video is coming out. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, do hit the like button. All right, I am sick, and I still have to record the prelims, so come back for the prelims in a minute. All right, love you guys. Have an amazing week. Peace.